Hi, everybody. It is Denise. It's been a long time since I updated you guys on how I'm doing. I wanted to come on and just let you know my experience. I've been reading comments from other people, mainly on Facebook, and a lot of them don't have the same experience that I have, or you find some that has had the same experience. So, but a lot of them are using different products. I know my doctor preferred the Nevro HFX Spinal Cord Stimulator. So that's what I have. So if you're watching me for the first time, that is what I have. And also, if you're watching me for the first time, I had my permanent spinal cord stimulator implanted 10 weeks and 1 day ago. And I said that with pride. I've had some ups and downs, so I won't I won't lie to you. I'm very honest on my experience. So here it goes. So in the last 10 weeks and 1 day, as of today, I had my Nevro HFX spinal cord stimulator implanted. I've had some good days and I've had some bad days. Today is one of my good days, and I'm happy to say that. Oh, my hair looks gray, but it's not gray. It's blonde and brown and gold and all these colors, but that's the way it shows on this camera. Anyway, just to give you some updates on some of the things I've been doing. I actually have told quite a few of you who have watched my videos in the past that my main purpose was to really have a better life and to be able to do things. Before I had my implant, I was in a lot of pain, and I really didn't have a desire to do anything. And life was just blah. You know what I mean? You don't want to do anything. You don't want to be around people. You have all types of issues and things. So it's just, I wanted a better life. So I decided to come down this road. On Saturday, September 13th, I flew to Denver and I went on a cruise. I went to Alaska. It was wonderful. Now I had some ups and downs on that trip, and I'll tell you about my good times. And well, the whole time was good, but I'm going to tell you about some things that I kept to myself because I didn't want the person to know who was traveling with me what I was going through, because it was her first cruise, and I wanted her experience to be just awesome. So I kept it to myself. And well, we left on Saturday for our cruise that cruised out on Sunday, September 14th. Long flight from Atlanta. And I think with the long flight, although I wore compression socks, I made sure I moved around. The seats on the plane is just not that comfortable. So being seated for such a long time was a problem. So by the time I got off that flight, I was in a lot of pain. Actually, even before I got off the flight, I took off those compression socks. I couldn't take it anymore on my right leg. I took them off, and I did massages to my feet. My feet were killing me. My leg was throbbing. No matter what I did, I took my regular medicine. I took Tylenol. Nothing helped it. I was in a lot of pain. So I was really a little bit concerned and hoping that my trip really wasn't going to be ruined because of the pain I was in. I have never been to Alaska. I've cruised many times. I'm actually a travel agent, so I cruised many times, and so I that wasn't my first experience to go on a cruise. It was just my first experience to Alaska. And so when we got off the flight, like I said, I was in so much pain. And we stayed overnight in Seattle, so we can make sure we got to our cruise on time. Well, the very first day on the ship, I mean, I just didn't think I was going to be to make it. Just to be honest with you guys, I mean, I was just in pain. And if, for those of you who have cruised before, you know these ships are massive. No matter what you do, you got to walk. If you want to eat, you got to walk. If you want to go to entertainment, you got to walk. If you want coffee, you got to walk. No matter what you do, you have to walk. And I normally don't walk with a cane. Because of my daughter, she kept telling me, to pushing me to take my cane. I had, those of you who don't know, I took my cane when I had my permanent implant of my Nevro. And I purchased it because I had a problem standing when I had the trial. So you have to go back and listen to the rest of my videos to see why. But anyway, so I went on and my cane is a fold up cane, so I had it in my luggage. I'm telling you, I am so glad I took that cane. If I wouldn't have took that cane, I don't think I could have made it. I would have been asking the ship captain for a stick to walk around with. The lady I went with, she's 73 years old, and of course she has her own issues. She actually wears a brace on her leg, and she had her cane as well. So again, for those who don't know me, I make light of everything. I'm going to joke about it. So I pulled out my cane because I found out um, they did wheel me in a wheelchair. I did get wheelchair assistance. So that actually helped. But I did not have a scooter or anything else during the duration of my cruise. So it was all walk, 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 walk here, walk there, and so um, every day I have the app. I have an iPhone that they gave me, and actually, at first, I was sort of, I don't know if I wanted it, but I'm glad I got the iPhone because I have more control of me, I think. So what I had did back in August, when I had been every day going, trying to figure out my settings, I back in August, I had one day that I was just like, wait a minute, I feel good. I feel really good. So I on this ship, I think it was probably by Wednesday morning, I woke up, I could barely walk, to be honest. I could barely walk. And I was still an early riser, although we had the time difference. And those of you who don't know, when you get in Alaska, 4 hour difference in Seattle, it's 3 hours. So I woke up early anyway, and I had been changing every day the my app, which would change and give me whatever status and tell me to, try this one. It kept changing, but it didn't help. It did not help, y'all. And I started calling us the Kane sisters, because we were both walking together. You would see other people, they were one person with a cane, or one person with a scooter, or one person with a wheelchair, but not two. And so I started making fun of it. I called us the Cane sisters, and it became really a joke in the elevator. We laughed and we had a great time. But that Wednesday morning, I'm like, wait a minute, I can't take this. So I went back. Before I even got out the bed, I started just looking at my app and looking back at days. And I'm like, I had a day that I had saved as a favorite. And I went back to that favorite. And that favorite was, I believe, let me see, I'll tell you the date that I had did the favorite was August 14th, and I called it, it worked. I could not believe it worked. And the reason I said it worked, I had no pain in my my leg. That throbbing was gone. I didn't have it at all. That was important because that was made my pain 100% to, in my opinion, gone. My feet probably were 60 to 70% the pain was gone. Nothing like it was, nothing like it had been. So what I did was I said, well, let me try and see. And the reason I switched it because when you do the favorites, you also can dial it up or dial it down. And I actually had dialed it up several notches while I was on the favorite. And I'm trying to find it so I can show it to you. While I was on the favorite, and see, I've been on the favorite now for a while. And I just got it started. I love it. I love it. I love it because I love it. It's been awesome. And you can also on the favorites when you do it, I don't know why it's not come. Oh, I know where it is. I know it is. I'm going in the wrong place. When you go in the favorites, you can dial it up or down. Um, let's see. So when you hear and you go here, you have a dial. So you can, sure, you have a dial. You can dial it up, you can dial it down. You know, you can dial it to different levels. Um, but I'm going to dial it back to one because one worked for me. Um, so I said, let me try this again. And that's what I did. I went back and I said, let me try it. And normally it takes several hours for it to, that setting to set in. It's not instant. It take anywhere, I don't know, 3 to 4 hours before you start feeling better. It's like a gradual thing. I don't know about any other spinal cord stimulators, but the Nevro is a, you just don't feel the pain. The pain gradually goes away. Okay. There is no shocking. There is no pins. There is no nothing. It just gradually goes away. So they had a Starbucks on this ship, luckily. So, but we had to walk. It's a long story how I got the with the cruise. A long story on why we were on board and all that. I'm not going to go into that, but we were all the way in the back. Okay, we had to walk all the way in the front. We were on the 12th floor to the 6th floor to go to Starbucks. So that was a daily routine twice a day. So we got up and we went and got our coffee that morning. And like I said, I was in so much pain. I said, let's just come back and look, sit outside. It wasn't too cold and it wasn't raining that day because it rained the entire time. So we sat outside and we stayed there for a few hours and finally got dressed and things like that. But I noticed my pain was gradually going away. The first thing I noticed was that throbbing. And if you have side pain going down your leg, you know what I mean. That throbbing in my leg was gradually going away. And we stayed in the room probably after we had the coffee, probably a few hours because she was having her own issues as well. Her leg swole up, her foot swole up, and I was sort of scared. You know, I'm like, you got a blood clot, your leg warm, and all this. You want to see the ship doctor, but she didn't. She wouldn't go. So actually, this is them. I'll call you back. This is Denise.